Hello and welcome to Business 216 Computer Applications for Business. This is our video number 5. In this video, we will learn how to create a flyer. And after we create a flyer in a Word document, we will then save as a PDF and a web page file. I have listed the topics and the things that we will learn in this video right here. I will go ahead and close this so that we can start creating our flyer. I can either use the keyboard shortcut Alt F4 or I can use the X button up here to close this file. I will go on and open Windows Explorer using my keyboard shortcut Windows E so that we can get our start file. And I have saved that file in the desktop, so I will expand that and I will scroll down to the folder that I have my file in, and that's in this folder, Word Notes, and it's in video number 5, so I'll expand that too, and I will click on that, and I can see all the files that are here. We would like to get the beginning file or the start file. I will double click to open my file. And this file will be provided to you in our People website and also in our Canvas, so you can download it and you can work along as you watch this video. I already have typed the text here, but we'll see how we will format this, and we'll also insert a picture. But before we do that, we can see right here, this is the beginning file. So we'll save this as a finished file, but we will also keep the beginning file. So to do that, we will use the Save As, and I will use the keyboard shortcut F12, and we'll move this right here. I will go on and expand this so we can see the entire path. You can see the entire path right here, and you can see it's in video number 5. I will save the finished file in the same folder. So I have the file there, which I will change to finished. So I will carefully select that, and I will change that to finished. And I'm not changing the extension, so that stays the same. And I have the 3 things correct when I'm saving my file. So I have the file path right there. Everything is correct. I have the name correct, and I have the extension. So I will go on and click save or press enter. And we can see up here, these have changed to finished file. So the next thing that I would like to show you, remember in our video number 4, we learned how to select the entire contact. As you can see, I'm selecting using the arrow pointer right there and selecting all the contacts. We also learned that we can use the keyboard shortcut. If I am right there at the beginning of the document, I can press Ctrl, Shift, and End, and it will select every contact for me in that document. So I have everything selected there, and I would like to center this. I can use the keyboard shortcut, so you can see once I hover there, it's Ctrl E. I can use that keyboard shortcut to center that. And as you can see, to center your work, that's paragraph level formatting. So I will go ahead and use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl E, and I have centered all the contents in my flyer right there. So I will click anywhere to unselect that. And the next thing that I would like to do, I would just like to select the global freight and logistics, and I would like to increase the font for that. So I can use the keyboard shortcut to select that. Control Shift right arrow, and it selects everything. I can also use my mouse and bring my mouse right there until I see my pointer. And once I see my pointer, my arrow pointer, which is sometimes hard to see, and once I see that, I can click on that to select that, and that just selects the first line there, global freight and logistics. And once I have that selected, I can go ahead and increase the font. Increasing the font, that's character level formatting, and I can increase that using the font size right there. And you can see the keyboard shortcut once I hover there. The keyboard shortcut to increase the font size is Ctrl Shift P, or I can use the Control and the square brackets. That will also increase the font size. So I'm increasing the font size. I'm still holding down the control and pressing down the square bracket. So I'm increasing until I see the size that I want. And if it's too large, and I think it's too large, I don't want that same size, I can use the this other square bracket to decrease the size. So I'm decreasing the size, and I want this to be 39. So as I'm increasing the size, you can see the font size right here is changing. So I will increase again, and I want to enlarge that. I think that's fine, so I'm gonna leave it there, and I will click anywhere to unselect that. The next thing I would like to do is also increase the font size for this second line down here. So I will select that. I will use my arrow pointer to select that paragraph right there. And I will also increase that size. So I'll use the control and the square brackets. And I think that's perfect. So now the next thing that I would like to do, I would like to insert a picture right here. And to insert the picture, I will come up here to my ribbon and I will click on the Insert tab right there. And I can see the picture right there. So I will click on that. I can insert the picture from this device or from the online pictures. If we were to insert a picture from the online pictures, I would click right there and it opens on Bing, and I can select the kind of picture that I would like. I can type logistics. Let's see if we have any pictures for logistics here, and enter to search. And we have some pictures right here, but I don't see any picture that I would like to insert, so I will not use the online pictures. I will cancel that. The other thing that you can do when you're inserting a picture, you can click on the picture button right there, and you can select from this device. I will come back and show you how to do that later. But say, for example, you would like to insert a picture from Google, you can do that. I will go ahead and open the Google web browser, and then I will search the picture that I would like to insert. Right here, I will type freight forwarder and enter. And I will click on images because I want a picture. And once I click that, I would like to get this picture. So I will click on that picture. And once it's there, I will right click on it. And I will save image as. I would like to save this in the folder that we have all the other files. So I will search that. So on my desktop, and that's Word, Notes, and Video 5. And I would save that with the same name, and I will click on Save. So we have the picture that we would like to use from Google. So I'll go ahead and close this. Alt F4 to close that window. Now I'm back to my document, to my flyer file. So since we have saved the picture in our folder, I will get that picture and insert in this document. I'm making sure that I have my pointer or my insertion point right there where I would like to insert my picture. And I'll come up here to my ribbon and click on the pictures button. And I'm getting a picture from this device, so I will click on this device. And I will expand the desktop and scroll down. Let me enlarge this a little bit so that you can see. Enlarge that so that you can see. And I will scroll down to the folder that I have saved the picture. It's video 5. And I can see my picture right there. Make sure I select that. And I can either double click on that, or I can click insert to insert my picture. And now I have my picture inserted right there. Once we insert the picture, we can either decide to leave it the way it is, or we can decide to format the picture, which I will do because I do not like this size. I would like to reduce this size. To reduce the size, and before we reduce that, you can see once we have the picture inserted, we have another tab right there. It's a picture format, which is enabling you to format the picture to how you want it to look like. So if I click outside the picture, you see that tab is gone. But if I click on the picture, that tab comes up. This enables you to format your picture the way you would like it to look like. So I can either resize my picture using the arrows right there. So you can see once I hover onto this corner on my right side right there, you can see that, and if as I drag outside, it's enlarging, and as I drag back inside, it's decreasing and resizing the picture. I can also crop the picture. So if I click on the crop up here on my ribbon in the size group, so if I click on that, I have an option to crop the picture. So if I click there, these black lines here, they enable you to crop the picture to the size that you would like it to be. So if I drag that right there, and if I drag that again, and I can drag this right there, and I can drag that. And if I click outside the picture, my picture has formatted and it has cropped according to the size that I have cropped. So I will click back to the picture, and I will use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Z to undo that. I do not want to use the crop right here to remove any unwanted areas. So I will Ctrl+Z once again, Ctrl+Z, Ctrl+Z. And I have my picture back to how it was before. So I will resize it using these arrows, and I will decrease the size right there. And as I decrease the size, you can notice the height right there, and you can notice the width right there. And if you want to decrease using these arrows right there, you can do that. So you can either use this to resize the picture the way you want it to look like. But I do prefer using that arrow to enlarge or to decrease to the size that I would like it to be. Another thing that you can do using the crop feature, so if I click on that and crop to shape, I can choose any shape here to resize my picture the way I would like it to look. So I will click on that shape right there, and once I click on that, you will see the shape of my picture will change. And you see my picture has now been cropped to the shape that I chose. So that looks good to me. The next thing that I would like us to do is to add some formatting to this line up here and this line down here. So we would like to format these two lines in the same way. So I'm bringing my cursor right here until I see the white pointing arrow, and I select that and hold down the Control key, and come down here and select these two lines, and I'm dragging, selecting that. I would like to add a dark blue fill to this and a white font. So I will come up here to the paragraph formatting, as this is a paragraph level formatting. So I will click on that, and I will choose the dark blue fill. And as I choose that, you see it automatically changes the font to white. But if I choose that blue, the font doesn't change to white. And if I choose yellow, it still doesn't change to white. It stays as black. But when I choose that one, the dark fill, it changes automatically to white. And the reason being is if it is black, you will not be able to read the text. So I will select dark blue, And I want to show you if I change this to black, it's so hard to read that. So I will come up here and I will select the font color, click on that arrow. And you can notice here it is still automatic, which means it's changing here automatically to white. But right here on the font color, this is still black. So if I change that to black, and you see now it is black, but it's so hard to read that text. So I will come back here, and instead of leaving that as automatic, I will change that to white. And now I have changed the fill to dark blue, and I have changed the font color to white. So I will click anywhere in my document to unselect that. We've inserted the picture and we have changed the font size here and the color. We put the fill and we also changed the font color, and that looks good to me. But we still have to format this part of our flyer. So I will scroll down here. So I will bring my mouse right here to the selection bar. And once I see the right pointing arrow, I will click on that to select our services. And I do not need the mini toolbar right there, so I will not use that. I will come up here since I would like to fill the entire paragraph with a different color. So I will use the paragraph level formatting. I will click on that and I would like to fill that with yellow. So I click yellow right there. The other thing that I would like to do, I would like to bold this. So I will use the keyboard shortcut, Control B, and bold that. I would also like to enlarge or to increase the font size. And I will use the keyboard shortcut, the Control and the square bracket. And I will increase the size and stop at 27, and that looks good. So the other thing that I would like to do on this one, I do not want this centered. I will change this to align to the left, so I can use the paragraph level formatting right there and align to the left. Or I can use the keyboard shortcut. You can see it right there, Control L, and I have aligned that to the left. So that's good for now. So I will come down here, and these are the services that we offer in our business. So I would like to format these two. The first thing that I would like to do, I would like to select all these. I can either use my mouse and select all of them, or I can use the keyboard shortcut to select this. And to use the keyboard shortcut, I'll make sure that I have my cursor right there at the beginning of this first line right there, and I will hold down Control and Shift, and I will use my down arrow to select one paragraph after the other, and I have all that selected. The next thing I would like to do, I would like to align this to the left, so I can either come up here and click on that, or I can use the keyboard shortcut Control L, and I have that aligned to the left. I would also like to change the font size. I can change the font size there. I can use the keyboard shortcut Control Shift and P, or I can use Control and square bracket to change the font size. So I will use Control and square bracket, and I will increase the size up to 18. So I will stop at 18. And the next thing that I would like to do, I would like to apply a paragraph level formatting to all these. And I would like to apply the bullets. So on the paragraph group right there, I will click on the bullets right there, and I will choose that. So I will click on that to select, and that applies the bullets to these paragraphs or to these lines down here. So that looks good, but I still have more formatting to do. So I will scroll down. Now we do see that we have a problem here, as we have got 2 pages. We will need to fix this since we would like our flyer only in 1 page. Now, in this video and in our video number 4, we talked about character level formatting, where we are formatting only the characters, like changing the font size. We have also talked about paragraph level formatting, like we have just seen. We have aligned these to the left, and we have also created a bullet list. That's paragraph level formatting. If you also can remember from video number 4, we also talked about section level formatting, where we applied the section level formatting and changed the orientation of one of the pages to landscape. Now, in this video, we will also use the section level formatting by changing the margins so that we can have our content fit in one page. And to change the margins, from our ribbon here, you can click on the layout, and then you can click on the margins, and you can click custom margins. You can also choose from right here which margin you would like to choose, or you can choose custom margins. That will open for you the page setup dialog box, and you can change the margins to the size that you would like. So I will go ahead and cancel that because I would like to show you another way to do that. And I will click on home. And as you can remember from our video number 4, we used the keyboard shortcut to open the page setup dialog box. And that keyboard shortcut is Alt PSP. So I will press Alt PSP. And I have opened the page setup dialog box. Now when I'm here, I can see that my margins all are set to 1 inch, and I would like to change these to 0.75 for each of them. So I can use the tab to move to the next text box. If I would like to go backwards, I can use Shift tab. Shift tab, it goes back. Shift tab, goes back. So if you press tab, 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 you go forward. If you press Shift tab, you go backwards. Shift tab, you go backwards. Shift tab, you go backwards. And this will work too in all the dialog boxes that we will be using. And also it works in all websites where you have any text boxes to fill in some information. You can use the tab to move forward, and you can use the Shift tab to move backwards. So I'll type 0.75, tab 0.75, tab 0.75, tab 0.75. I do not want to change the orientation. I will keep that as portrait, and I will go ahead and click OK or press enter. With our flyer now in one page, the next thing that we would like to do is to format these 2 paragraphs right here. And I will start with formatting this first line here, or the first paragraph right here. So selecting that line using my mouse, and once I see that pointing arrow, I will click on that. And I would like to format that as italic. I can use my mini toolbar right there and click on italic, or I can use the keyboard shortcut Control-I, and I have italicized that one. The next thing that I would like to do, I would like to left align these 2 lines, and I will hold down my Shift key and select this second line. Once I see that arrow, I will click on my mouse, and with those 2 lines, or with those 2 paragraphs selected, I can use my keyboard shortcut Control-L to left align. And I will click anywhere to unselect that. I would like to tab this to 3 inches, up to 3 inches right here. And the way I will do that, I'll make sure that my cursor is right there, right before the letter W, right there. And I will use the tab feature. I can see the left tab right there. So since I have the left tab right there, I will come and click on my ruler. I would like that at 3 inches. So I will click on that. And once I have that, I will use the tab feature, and I will tab my website here to 3 inches. So on my keyboard, I'm pressing tab, and that now has been tabbed to 3 inches right there. The next thing that I would like to do to format these two lines here, I would like to add some fill to these two paragraphs or these two lines. And I will also like to add some borders to just these two lines down here. So I'm making sure that I'm selecting both of them. And on my home tab, I will come to my paragraph group, and I can use the border button right there. So I will click on that arrow, and I will select borders and shading, and I would like a box border to those two lines right there. So I will select that. And the good thing about this is if I do not want a line, say for example, I don't want the line on the top, I can click there and the line will not be there. Or I can click on that side and the border will not appear on that side. But since I want the borders to appear on all the sides, I will click on that, and I will also click on that, and I have the borders appearing on all the sides. I can change the style of the border that I would like here. If I scroll down, you will see there are several styles that you can choose from, but we'll stick with this first line that is selected there. You can also change the color. Right now it is automatic, but if I click on that arrow, you see you have different colors that you can select from. I will leave that as automatic. And also, if you would like to change the width of your line, you can do that by selecting that arrow. Click on that, and you can select the width from these options that you have down here. But for our case, we will leave that at half point. And I will go ahead and click OK. And once I click OK, you see we have applied borders to just these two paragraphs. So the next thing that I would like to do, I would like to apply shading to just this part. And since I still have it selected, I will still come up here to my paragraph group, since this is a paragraph level formatting too, and I will click on that arrow for the shading, and I will select a color that I would like for that. So I will select orange accent 2 lighter 60%. And now with that formatted, I can click anywhere in my document to unselect that, and I see that's now formatted nicely. And if I scroll up here, oh, that looks good to me. So the next thing that I would like to do, I would like to apply a page border to the entire document or to our flyer. And to do that, I can still use the paragraph option right here and click on the borders and click on borders and shading. And instead of borders, I will select page border. And with the page border, I can select the style that I would like from there. And I can change the color, and I can also change if I need an art, I can change that. I can select from that option right there. And I also show you another way to add your page borders. So let me go ahead and cancel that to close. So if you go to your ribbon and you click on the design tab, and right here on the right side on the page background, if you click on page borders button, that will still open for you the borders and shading dialog box. And you see we are at page border, and I will go ahead and choose a style for our page border. I will select that. You can choose a style of your choice for your flyer. I will also change the color. I will choose dark blue. And I don't have option to change the width, so I will leave it at that. And if you would like not to use this style here, if you would like to use the art option, you do have the option to do that. You have several options that you can select from right there. but I will stick with this style that I have chosen here, and I'm applying this to the entire document. So I will go ahead and click OK. And now you can see we have applied the page border to our flyer. Our flyer is almost complete, but there are two things that we need to do before we save as a PDF and as a web page. The first thing that we need to do, we need to apply the page color to our flyer, and we also need to do a spell check. So to apply the page color, I'm still on the design tab on my ribbon, and if I come to the right side here on the page background group, I can see the page color button. So if I click on that, and if I don't like that theme color, I do have an option to come here to the colors button right there. And if I click on that, we do have different themes that you can select from. Right now, our theme is Office 2007, 2010, and that's what we will work with. So I will come back here to the page color button, and I will click on that, and I will choose turn background to for our page color. So click on that, and now we have our page color applied to our flyer. The other thing that we need to do a spell check for our flyer. As you can see, we have a red wavy line right here, and we also have a double blue line right here. So before we do the spell check, I would like to zoom out. And to zoom out, I can come to the status bar right here, and I can use the minus symbol, or I can use the control button on my keyboard and my mouse. So I will press to hold down the control button on the keyboard, and I will use my wheel on my mouse to zoom out until I can view the entire flyer. So that's good enough. So now we can do our spell check. Sometimes most people just left click on the word and they do a spell check that way. But if you can imagine, if you have several pages on your document, it's gonna take you a lot of time to spell check word after another. So the best thing to do is to use a spell check. And if you come here to our ribbon, if you click on the review tab, right here on the proofing group, there's this editor button, and once I hover on it, you can see that's checking for spelling and grammar and writing suggestions. And you also see the keyboard shortcut is F7. So we'll press F7 on our keyboard and do the spell check. And now once I press F7, it opens up the editor, and I can see the corrections here from Microsoft. I have one spelling error, and I also have one grammar error. So we'll start with the spelling. I will click on that, and I see my word here is not spelled correctly, and I see the ready wave here means the word is not in the dictionary. So right here, I have the suggestions, and that is correct. So I will go ahead and click on that. And that changes right here. You can see that has changed too, and the ready wavy line is gone. We also have a grammar correction, so I will click on that too. And I see here we have a suggestion for service, and I see my grammar error right here, but I will not use this suggestion. I will come back here to my document, and I will delete I will delete that, and then I will type there. And once I do that, I can come back here to my editor and resume checking grammar. So I will click on that. And now I get a confirmation here that I have finished reviewing the editor's suggestions. So my spell check is complete, and I will click OK. So we're done with the spell check. I can go on and close this editor. So I'll click the X there and close that. So now our flyer is complete. And one thing that we have been doing, we have been working on our flyer without saving, which is not advisable. So before I save our flyer as a PDF or as a web page, I will first save this, but the good thing is that I have the auto save on right here, but still I just want to make sure that I have saved my work. So I will use the keyboard shortcut Control S to make sure that I have saved my work. And now I can save my flyer as a PDF. And instead of coming to my ribbon here and clicking on the file tab and saving as an Adobe PDF. That's several clicks that I don't want to do. I can use the keyboard shortcut F12. So I will press on F12 and I can see I have the correct file path there. That's the same place I would like to save my PDF file. I would like to keep the same name, but I would like to change the extension type, and I will change that to a PDF. So I will click on the PDF here. And once I do that, you see it has a filter option. We still have our documents, or we still have the files that we have saved in this folder, even though we cannot see them. And the reason is because this is the only file that we have in this folder that has a PDF extension, and that's why we cannot see anything else here. So I will go ahead and press enter, or you can go on and click save. And once I click save, you see it has opened for us the PDF file right there. And that looks good. And I can scroll down. That looks good. So I will go on and close this so that we can go back to our Word document. I'll use the keyboard shortcut Alt F4 to close this. And now we're back in our Word document. And the next thing now we need to do before we end this video, we need to save this file as a web page. And to save as a web page, I will still use the keyboard shortcut F12 to save as. We still have a file path here, and we are saving in the same folder. We're keeping the same name, but we're changing the extension. And instead of choosing web page filtered, and also don't choose single web page, we will choose web page. And I will click on that. And right here, you can put the page title that you like. If you click on here, change title, it opens for you a dialog box where you can enter the page title of your choice. I already have that there, Global Freight and Logistics. And I will click OK. And now I will click save, or I will press enter. Now once we have saved this, we can see it gives us a different view. And if you can see here on the status bar, this is a web layout, and you can see from the icon right here. You can also see from the ribbon, if I click on the view tab, you can see right here we have the web layout. You can also see right here we have the .htm, which means we have saved this as a web page. With our flyer saved as a web page, it means it's ready for us to post or publish on our website, but we need to understand that this is not a website designing tool. It's just a simple flyer that we have saved as a web page to publish or post on our website, or share with our webmaster to post on our website. So I will close this, Alt F4 to close. And once I close my Word document, you can see here in my Windows Explorer, saving as a web page, created the .htm extension file with the Chrome icon right here. And this comes from the default browser that I'm using. So for your case, the browser icon that you have depends on what your default browser is. You can also see that it created a folder. So if you were to share this, you would share both the folder and the .htm extension file. To view this in our browser, we will double click our .htm extension file, and this will open in our default browser. And you can see our web page right here in our default browser. If at any time we would like to edit our web page, we can definitely do that. I will close this and I will show you how to do that. Before I close this, I want to show you this name right here, the title. This is the page title that we named when we were saving this as a web page. So if you named yours differently, you will have a different page title right here. So I'll close this, Alt F4 to close. So to edit my web page, I will right click on the .htm extension file, and that opens for me the drop down list, and I will select open with. And from here, I will select Word, and that will open in Word document. And once I'm here, I can make any changes that I would like to make to my web page. And for our case, just to show you how to make the changes, I will change our services to services that we offer. I will select that, and I will type services that we offer, and Control S to save that. I will now close this, Alt F4 to close. And again, I will open this in our web browser, so I will double click that. And you see the changes that we made have been applied right here. So now let's close our web browser and open our flyer in the Word document. Alt F4 to close this. And let's open our flyer right here. I will double click to open that. And you can see it's still in the web layout view. So we will change this view to a print layout. And you can do that from the status bar right here. You can click on this icon, print layout, or you can come here to your ribbon and click on the view tab and then click on the print layout button. It's in the views group, or the print layout button. I will click on that, and that has changed to the print layout view. So that is all for this video, where we have learned how to create a flyer. We have learned different levels of formatting. We have changed the font size and the font color. We have also added shading and borders to our paragraph. We have created a bullet list, and we have learned how to align to the left as well as center. We have learned how to insert a picture and also how to format the picture. We have added page border to our flyer, and we have also added our page color to our flyer. We learned keyboard shortcuts, and we also saved as a PDF file and as a web page file. In our next video, we will learn how to create and edit a business letter. See you in the next video.